Why motivation is a lie and what works instead. Hello, my name is Oliver. I'm a 26-year-old father. Today is episode 14 of recording 100 videos consecutively in a row for 100 days of 2026. So, motivation is a lie. Did you know that? Absolutely it's a lie. You can see all the quotes online when you're scrolling on your phones, and guess what? They disappear 2 minutes later and you've forgotten them. Some quotes like to stick around. For instance, for me, one is Helen Keller. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all. But do those quotes actually mean anything, and do they make a difference? I think the best quote, honestly, was ever YOLO. You only live once. I think that's got probably the most people to go and do things that they didn't want to do. So why is motivation a lie? Because at the end of the day, it's all down to mindset. And I saw something online earlier today where it said therapy only works if your IQ is lower than the therapist. So you're going to get motivation from an external source. You're going to be getting motivation from online or a friend or a relative. And when you get that motivation, it's not going to work because it's all down to your mindset. You need to change your mindset to make motivation work. But what can you do instead? What works instead of motivation? Because I do believe that motivation doesn't work. I do believe that, unless you're literally in the situation, like maybe people are like, go on, dudes, go talk to that girl, or you can score a strike in bowling, go on, let's do this, right? Unless you're genuinely in the moment there and then. Even then, you might not feel that the motivation works because it's all down to mindset. What does work is changing your mindset. I've said it enough times already in this video, it's about your mindset. So, how can you change your mindset to make motivation work, I guess? How can you change your mindset that you don't need motivation whatsoever? Well, we can talk about the simple things like having a glass of water. We can talk about staying healthy and things like that. But a lot of people who struggle with motivation usually have some sort of neurodiversity, autism, ADHD, things like that. Personally, I found help with something called Passiflora. It's a little like herbal tablet thingy, and it seems to really work with me. But that's just me personally, that's not everyone else. When I need to get something done, I'll be like, right, I'll take a Passiflora, and then 20 minutes later I'm like, right, let's do this. Next thing you know, I've typed like 10 pages of my book. It's absolutely amazing. I just blast through things when I'm on that stuff. But then, is it a placebo effect? Placebos are a big thing. And placebos work better than motivation. For instance, if someone was an addict or someone was dealing with a crisis, a placebo effect would likely work better than motivation. Telling someone, oh, you can quit, well done, blah, 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 doesn't necessarily mean they're going to quit. It doesn't necessarily mean they're going to take it in, because when they're alone, this is the thing, when you're alone, life is different. The second you are by yourself, say for instance you have an addiction to alcohol as an example, you're by yourself and you're lonely. If you're drinking, you probably do have depression. When you've got depression, you turn to the bottle and it just becomes a never-ending cycle. So a placebo effect to help you stay off it in one way or another would absolutely work. You need some sort of placebo effect to say, hey, we're not doing that today, we're doing something else. For me, it's brain rot. I guess that's my addiction. I absolutely hate it, and I'm getting to the point where I want to throw my phone. For instance, these shorts, these reels on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, whatever they're on. I don't use TikTok really, but on everything else, I will just sit there and just and every now and again you'll see like a motivational quote and you're like, oh, yeah, I'll remember that 5 later. Do you remember it? No? I don't remember what 2 videos ago was. And brain rot has really, really affected my brain. It's called brain rot for a reason. So I'm trying to improve myself, improve my mind by doing brain teaser games. So on my phone I've got loads of brain teaser stuff. I do a lot of Sudoku puzzles. I've been doing them for decades now. I do crosswords. I do even Wordle. I use things like that. I just try and do puzzle games to help my brain, to bring back my sanity, to ensure I don't lose my IQ, and just be a better version of me. And that's what I do. I'm trying to train my brain to be better. Yes, the Passiflora does help, absolutely. But forget any sort of herbal alternatives. I'm aware there's lots of herbal alternatives that people use. Forget all that stuff. What does actually work? It's changing your mindset. Change your mindset and you will be able to do amazing things. You won't even need motivation. Your confidence is a massive instinct of this. You need to change your confidence. The people who are struggling usually don't have confidence. A lot of people, it's crazy that they struggle to talk to women, as an example. So how can these people end up talking to women? Well, it's about confidence and self-worth. And if you value yourself higher, you're going to help your mindset. Therefore, you're going to be able to do more things, and you're going to probably, I don't know, maybe even meet the woman of your dreams. Who knows? Someone watching this video might think this video is motivational, but it's honestly not. They're going to see this video and be like, right, I've got to change my confidence, my self-worth. Next thing you know, I'm getting a text on your wedding day and you're saying thank you. That would be absolutely lovely. I have definitely changed the course of many people's histories in my life through my videos, as hundreds of messages have said so. And I would love for you to change your mindset and improve yourself as a person and improve your confidence. I said in a previous video that one thing I like to do is when you go out, make 10 compliments to strangers. That's what I like to do. So, you see someone wearing sunglasses, nice t-shirt, blah, 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 blah. First of all, you're getting out of your comfort zone, you're talking to strangers. Second of all, you're making someone's day and you might even get a smile in return. Third of all, it's going to make you feel better and therefore it's going to improve your confidence. So, giving strangers compliments will 100% work in your favour. It will improve yourself, it will improve your mentality, it will improve your self-confidence, and it will be a heck of a lot better than any motivation, because you have gone out there and you have done this completely by yourself. Well done to you. Seriously, give yourself a pat on the back. You've gone out, you've given someone, not the same person, but like 10 strangers, 10 compliments. You might even make some connections, some friends or whatever through it. You have no idea what the world holds, and I want you to be able to explore with your brain and your mind how far things can get. So, listening to your friends who are trying to give these motivational speeches and say, yeah, you should do this, you should do that, you know, we can do this together, or blah, 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 whatever they're saying, whatever motivational stuff, I know it doesn't work. I give motivational speeches a lot. I'm sure for a lot of people, it does work. And for a lot of people I have given motivational speeches to, it does work. For some people it doesn't, and I had this conversation with my youngest brother the other day, who is stuck in his own brain on the word can't. It's not you can't, it's that you won't. And me giving him a motivational speech telling him to change didn't work. So I told him to change his mindset, and once he can loosen up his mindset, he can do this and that. And then he started opening up to me about this issue and that issue and things that are going on in his life and everything he's struggling with. And then you can start to break things down into segments and categories, and then it's like, okay, we'll work on this first, work on this first, work on this first. And once you can work on these things, the can't isn't a word anymore, it's how do I? How, where, when, yes. Say yes. That's what yes theory say. Say yes. Sometimes getting out of your comfort zone helps, hence complimenting strangers. So whatever the motivational speech is, because it's probably a lie, it doesn't work. And as someone who, I consider myself a motivational speaker, I would love to do it professionally, what I have learnt is find out why they can't, find out why the motivation isn't working, find out their issues and their core values, break them down and work through them together. That is how you are going to get motivation of yourself. A motivational speaker, if they can do that, then absolutely brilliant. But it's more the motivation you need. You need to change here, to change here, to change everything else. I hope that clarifies everything, and I hope I've explained everything really well. If you do have any questions about this, let me know in the comments below, because honestly, I would really like to know if I've missed any pinpoints or things that you do differently. Adios, my Miss Amigos. I shall see you guys all in the next video, which will be up tomorrow, 5 PM GMT. Goodbye.